Now, as I have said before, I think I accidentally just took a picture. My bad. I try not to trash other people's channels. Try not to. And if I do trash someone's channel, I'm not necessarily trashing them. Trashing their channel, I'm trashing them. Because I think they're a bad person. Or I think they say stupid shit. Anyway. I saw it. And this YouTuber is particularly more popular than the last one. And again, you all know how I feel about the military and how I feel about patriotism and veterans and all that good stuff. So. Fuck. The weather's starting to change, so I always get like kind of sick. Anyway. So, this person is particularly popular. You may all know him as like Onisions or something like that, or yeah, I think it's Onisions. Anyway, now I remember Onisions' videos as a child. He's fairly funny. When I mean child, I mean like 11 to 12. Things like right around there, yeah. Anyway, something I found out recently that I did not know because it was in my recommended for me videos. Onisions is a veteran. Onisions was in the Air Force for apparently several years. He did not say how long he was in, but apparently he was in longer than 3 years. I would guess. Unless he was dishonorably discharged for a video he did, or I'm being 3 years in the military. Now, Onisions did not enjoy his time in the Air Force whatsoever. And the thing is that makes me upset, and I don't like Onisions as a person now, because I know the way he acts, and I just don't condone that sort of activity. I don't like when people pick on people, and it sucks that he's been getting picked on one hand, but on the other hand, he's a shitty person. He does the same shit to other people when people die. Not saying that I've always been sensitive when some people have died. He told pretty much people grieving that it's fuck them, and he told, he's treated some of his wives poorly. I don't know how many times he's been married, but I know he didn't treat the first one great. Anyway. Yeah, he thinks he's a very big feminist, and he's one of the bad feminists. He's one of the people that think women are superior. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about all that. We're here to talk about the military. Now, Onisions, or Unison, or whatever the fuck. I can't pronounce that shit. I don't remember. I've heard it said a lot, and I've already forgotten. But when he was in the Air Force, and the reason I'm pretty sure his experience was so fucking horrible, and what would have kept him from getting in the Air Force and disliking it so much, is if he would have done some research before he went in. Now, his first complaint was that he had to cut his hair short and keep it off his ears. Now, I've got to get a haircut tomorrow, because I like to keep my hair cut military, personally. He said it annoyed the piss out of him that he'd get in trouble for having hair touching his ears, which is part of the military grooming standard. Now, historically warriors cut their hair short so it can't be grabbed up and give the enemy leverage. That's understandable. Not everyone in the military likes it. If I could honestly keep my hair a little longer, like this, except a little bit more brown out and bushy, probably would. I enjoy my thick hair. I do. Not that I particularly take care of it or do anything with it, as you might be able to tell, but I like it. And I think mine's actually too bulky to be in military grooming standards. Oh well, I'll have to cut it shorter. That pissed him off, and what pissed him off is that superiors would get mad at him for it, and he felt his superiors were incompetent. Now, they may not be, not to say everyone that gets every position everywhere, anywhere in and out of the military is specifically competent for that job. But if you break grooming standards, you expect an ass chewing. You signed up for something like that, you should know. His next complaint was in basic training. One of his drill instructors was, and I don't know if Air Force calls drill instructor something else, but anyway, he thought she was a psychopath because she was degrading. Now, I do not know if Unison knows the point of basic, but it is pretty much to adjust you to the military lifestyle. Things like that. teach you to drill. Basic shit. Now, Onision apparently did not know that they were going to treat you like shit during basic training. Apparently he didn't know that you can't leave base very much during AIT, which is your advanced individual training. Training you for the job that you want. Anyway, back. He said that she didn't like it because she would single out certain cadets, certain recruits, and put them in the Superman position. For those of you who don't know, the only way I explain is if you know what a plank is, it's pretty much a plank on your back. You lay down on your back, hands up like that, and legs in a flutter kick position for a while, and she would yell insults at them. Now that is the point of basic training, is to be smoked. And if you don't know what smoking is, it's being PT'd till you want to kill yourself. If you don't know what being PT'd is, it's being pretty much made to exercise. PT is physical training. Same thing it would be if you were in football or anything. Now, Onision wanted to go medical originally, but he ended up making a decision to go to SEER, which is Survival, Escape, Resist, Evade. And it is pretty much a training course for people that are at high risk to be captured, like pilots and Special Forces operatives. Now, he signed up to be an instructor so he could stay closer to his home state, which is understandable. My hope for the Army is I don't really know what jobs where I'm going to live. I'm going to try to put in the forms to try to stay somewhat close to home. Even though I don't like home, I necessarily don't want to be away from too much family. And if I get a wife, chances are she's probably going to be someone I know. So, yeah. And she's probably going to be from around here, so I'm sure she doesn't want to go too far anyway. Now, apparently he did not know in SEER training that they were going to work you a little hard, make you learn to navigate, things like that, work through difficult material. They want to put you through some of the things that you're going to be teaching people to do for obvious reasons. Not everyone would know how to skin a rabbit. So they teach you how to skin a rabbit. Anyway, he did not stay in SEER for long. Apparently, there was a point where he was walking through a swamp in Texas with a bag on with about 40 pounds of gravel in it. That's part of PT. In the military, you might be carrying up to 70 pounds of equipment while moving. That's a lot. Yeah. It's difficult to carry that much on your back. Now, they were expected to carry this much and travel a certain distance of time in a certain distance in a certain period of time. Yeah, you hear about that kind of shit a lot in the military. They didn't, sometimes it's worse. Anyway, he said he felt a pain in his chest while running. Pretty sure everyone, when they exert themselves to an extent, feels that pain in their chest or in their side. For me, it's normally in my side if I run too damn hard. And what I'm assuming that is your body saying you really need to stop because you're going to die. Now, your body tells you to do shit like that way before you're close to death. Anyway, he said he ignored the pain in his chest because he honestly didn't think that his superiors would put him in a situation where he could be injured. You can be injured doing anything. You've went through MEPS, you've went through all this thing, you are medically cleared to do this activity. Which means if you do end up having a heart attack or something like that, then you probably should have been weeded out at MEPS. That's why they have that process. Now he was born in 85 and he's about 30 something years old. So I don't know what years he went in. I do not know if Onision was ever deployed. He does not state that in this video. He mostly just talks about his first bit in the Air Force. Now, he quit because he had heard some people say that at the end you will have to kill a rabbit, skin a rabbit, and eat the insides of a rabbit. Not so much the meat as they make you eat the guts. And I'm guessing they're going to show you which guts it's okay to eat. Now the reason they do that is because a rabbit is a small animal. A rabbit does not necessarily provide a whole lot of calories. If you're in a survival situation, you may not be able to eat much. You might not have the chance to eat much. I've heard about it from mountain men before. Whenever it got too cold and they were exerting themselves so hard, they'd eat the guts in rabbits to help have that extra food. In a survival situation, I'm pretty sure I'd eat the ass end out of a horse. Now, he quit SEER training before it got to that point. Anyway, so they stuck him at in a group where they're waiting for you to be cross-trained or retrained into another thing. And he was building a website since he had computer skills. That's cool. Now, apparently, whenever his group got back, he learned that they had to drink dirty water. Now, I don't know about you, but if it comes to dehydration, I'll take the chance of getting the shits and maybe getting really sick over dehydrating and dying. It's a risk-reward type situation. You know, obviously drinking dirty water is not the first solution, as I'm sure they were taught that if you need to try to at least filter and purify water via fire or purification tablets, if by the good grace of God that you have them. But, like I said, with eating the insides, the nasty ass guts of a rabbit, you might not have the chance to do that. And you might have to risk being sick in order to survive. They're teaching you these things so you have an increased chance of coming home. Now, he also learned that whenever they did the deed to the rabbits, that apparently one was not actually killed. The dude did not perform his task properly, or that is just one hell of a tough rabbit. And apparently the rabbit realized it is being skinned, jumped out of the recruit's hand. Well, I imagine they'd be airmen at that point in AIT. But anyway, hopped out and started running around. And he said this cruel act was because of the superiors and because of the Air Force. Now, that's more on the hands of the instructee. If no one else's rabbit did that, then that means the superiors didn't fuck up. It means it is a fuck up by that instructee. Now, they were cool to him. They were really happy with the website they built, and they said, we're going to help you try to get in the career field that you want. And he said, well, if I can't kill a rabbit, then obviously I can't kill a person. Now, I will point out that he did not join the military with this idea of, I don't want to have to kill anybody. He suddenly realized that he will be unable to kill someone when he realized that he can't kill a rabbit. That's good that he realized that. Good on you, bro. Good on you, my man. Now, he was upset that they've made him security forces. What security forces is a it's pretty much a cop when you're at home. Now, for the first 3 years of security forces, I know they do that now. I don't know about back then, because his uniform definitely looked old. That was before they gave out the Airman Combat Uniform, or ABU. No, it's Airman Battle Uniform. It was way back when they had the little jungly camouflage. Don't remember the name of it. If anyone would like to tell me, I'd love for you to tell me, because I didn't take time to Google it. I just rewatched his video and watched some other stuffs about him to make sure maybe he's not a horrible guy. Because I'd heard rumors, didn't know if they were true, but apparently they are super fucking true, and he's a shithead. Anyway. Now. Where was I? They made him a security force. They put him in security forces. Now what security forces is, when it's on base, it's basically a cop. Now, I already said that. Now for the first 3 years, or at least now, you're at a gatehouse. What that is the gatehouse going on to base, and you check IDs. All day for about 3 years, and then you have the ability to become an actual cop. And then you get to actually patrol in a cop car. And that's pretty cool. And he said whenever security forces is deployed, they're basically another combatant. Now, again, I have a friend who's joined security forces, and he's made an attempt to learn all he can. Apparently that is not so much the case. It is the close to like infantry you can get for the Air Force. True. Very, very fucking... Got the hiccups. Very true, my man. Very true. They're as close to a gunslinger as you can get, just about. I say just about, because there are some pretty metal jobs in the Air Force. There's a few of them. There's a handful. Now, what I was, to my knowledge, being in the Air Force as a security guard on deployment, mostly sitting in a tower guarding a base. Your job is, if someone tries to drive a bomb in a car into the base, you kill them. Like I said, I do not know what years Unison was in the military. I do not know if we were in a conflict. But the chances, apparently, of security forces being in an engagement is relatively low. Anyway, that's what I've been told. If security forces get in gunfights all the time, I'm super fucking sorry, and I shouldn't have said anything about it. My fucking bad. Now, he was very upset because when he was in AIT that he could not leave the base very much, and he said that it was sickening how happy it was to see something in the on a news clipping or hear a few seconds of a song that you listen to. Now, yet again, AIT still somewhat like basic. Now, you're not getting treated like total shit, but you're not getting treated well either. Phone's dying. I gotta plug that up. He was upset that he could not leave base. Very limited opportunities to leave base. Now me, I am thankful that I will get to leave base, period, because after so long, not that I'm a big fan of fast food, I'm going to want some McDonald's or Taco Bell. That's just me. But he was upset at that. Now he decided since he was going to be moving away from home, there was a girl back home that he wanted to marry. Good for him. Happy you found someone that you liked. Sorry it didn't work out for you. He had to go ask permission, which is the standard operating procedure to get married. Same thing as you're supposed to ask before you get tattoos. He was upset about that. You know, normally they're never going to say, well, fuck no, you can't get married. I've never heard any problem with it, for damn sure. Normally it's yeah, well, what time do you want to do that? Because, you know, they don't want you to be gone for really long periods of time, to my understanding. They want you to be readily available to do your task. So he was upset about that, and he said he was upset that he had to ask this guy that he didn't give a shit about to get married. And I'm sure everyone that's ever had to ask to get married has felt that way. I'm probably going to be griping in my head too. Probably going to be griping in my head when I have to ask to get tattoos, since I plan on getting some one day. He was upset also that apparently he did not know what living on base was going to be like. He said apparently you go from work back to work. And being that he would have been a single male for that time being, probably would have been living in the dorms, or depending on what year he said dorms, so they didn't have barracks, or they had gotten rid of the barracks at that point. Anyway, he said it's like more work. Now, if you live on base, there's a good chance you can get called to do some shit. They can call you up and be like, hey, I kind of need a guy for this. Oh, shit. And you go in. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make a wild guess that he didn't have anyone to talk to on what the military is going to be like. And if he did, they sugar-coated shit to him, and that's a real fucking tragedy. You should never... I don't plan on sugar-coating anyone about anything that's going to be on. And I'm not even going to say shit about he said that, like, oh, he couldn't kill somebody, what a bitch. No, that's fine. I hope I don't have to kill anybody. I really mean that. Don't want to have to live with that on my mind. And good for him that he realized that before he was in a situation where he couldn't pull the trigger and possibly could have endangered his life or others around him. Really happy for that. It would have been, I mean, knowing that you're going to freeze up, I guess that'd be worse than just not knowing it and freezing up in a moment and costing someone their life, this and that. Anyway, I'm sure it would have sucked either way if it happened. So pretty much my response to Unison on that is he really just should have been better informed. Now, he joined the military very patriotic, and he's left hating the military and comparing the blind loyalty they instill in you close to what Hitler would do, or Stalin. Now, the reason they put blind loyalty into you is to make sure you will perform. You can't say, I like this commander-in-chief, but you don't like this next one. You can't say, oh, I liked my last officer, don't like this guy, fuck this new guy. I mean, you can say stuff like that in your head, you can say it behind closed doors. But they have to install loyalty into you that you're still going to do what he says. And there's a good reason for that. There's a thing called mutiny. And that's something that you don't need in a war. Unison has shit-talked everyone on the internet, but I only have like 26 subscribers, so I doubt he's going to shit-talk me. So I'm not really worried on making this video, and if he does somehow see this video and shit-talk me, like I said, I have 26 subscribers. I don't care. Even if I didn't have any subscribers, I wouldn't care. I really don't care when people shit talk me. Anyway, this video is getting kind of long, so all I can say is, wow, sucks that no one told you what the fuck that was going to be like, or you didn't Google it or anything. Like I said, don't know what years he was in. Don't know how widely available that information would have been on the internet. He might have joined, like, in the 90s when not everyone was putting tons of shit on the internet, really. I mean, I saw the format. It looked like a pretty fucking old thing that he was using to design that website. It looked old. I don't know. Like, I've been on the Army website, and it definitely looks a hell of a lot more spiffy than that. So, yeah, I'm guessing it was a bit ago. Like I said, I'm from the uniform. Don't know when they started making them wear ABUs, but definitely got them before then. But, if he was deployed, good on you actually deploying. I'm proud of you for that. Not that you need my whatever it's called, but good on you for actually going. Like I said, he said he was in the military for years, but I don't know how long. He made a very questionable video around his 3rd year in, apparently. I would assume that would catch you a dishonorable discharge if the military saw it, which they normally do see shit like that. They see the shit they see the shit people post. Not in my, what's it called, experience. Fuck. That they necessarily do a whole lot about minor things, like talking shit about the president, stuff like that. That they haven't necessarily done anything about it, or they haven't done much at all. But I'm assuming calling them murderers and just really big anti-military shit, I'm assuming that can catch you a discharge. Don't know. But if I had to make my guess, that's probably where his career ended in the military. And he said, people think that being in the Air Force is like any other regular job. I don't know anyone that really believes that being in the military is like any other regular job. I don't know anyone that believes that. And given I'm from a community that has a very large Air Force base nearby, everyone for the most part knows someone in the military. I have various friends who have someone in the military. A lot of kids I go to school with have family in the military, or they have both parents in the military. We have a junior ROTC thing at school. So, I mean, there's people on camp. We have, besides our 2 instructors, we have various other teachers that were in military service. Anyone in our community, for the most part, has someone to talk to if they want to join the military. And plus, in this area, we have very good recruiters. Very good. For the Army, I haven't been to the other recruiters. I don't have any interest in any other branch. But the Army recruiters nearby are very good. Very good. They will work with you really hard. And that's something I'm really thankful for, considering I'm going to go in. I've only met them a few times, but they're really solid guys. And I've heard the few times I have met them, they've seemed super solid. They're super cool. And everyone that I know that's enlisted said they were really good, except for like one guy. So anyway, that's all. That's my little thing on why. On Unison or Unison or whatever. I know people call him Onion Boy apparently, but like I said, I try not to just straight up bully people, except for, that one video with the one kid with Pokemon and the veterans and shit. Fuck that guy. That guy's an asshole. Anyway, I mean, he isn't blatantly disrespectful to anyone's face that I have seen, so I'm not going to call him a shit for brains and say I hope he dies. It just sucks that he was super uninformed. Like I said, don't like him as a person, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I want a whole lot of bad shit to happen to him. Maybe stub his toe, maybe step on a Lego, maybe miss a step on the stairs and, twist your knee, have that hurt for 20 minutes. Maybe I wish that on him, but I definitely don't wish death. Yet. He has done some really shitty shit, and I've been really close, but I can't full-heartedly say I want him to die. So, I guess that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends. Let's get to that 40 mark so we can do another fun stories video. I know the last one, like I said, probably wasn't the best. It's been a really funny story telling it in person quite a few times, but oh well. I'll do better when I get to 40, and I have a lot of just little tidbit stories that I'm going to do from me and all my friends' personal experiences. That way I can throw in some shit that's super funny that was illegal, but I didn't do it, so it's alright. Not that I think I've jaywalked before. I haven't really done any illegal shit, anyway. And that's good. That means I'm clean to go in the military. That makes me super happy that I haven't fucked up. Anyway, god damn it. I always do that. I end up having to say my outro twice. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends. Let's get the subscribers up. If you have another idea for a video, feel free to drop it in the comments. If you have any arguments, feel free to drop them in the comments on why you think the military is a bad place. I don't mind if you say it. I'm more than happy to argue with it and try to persuade you. As always, stay lit, America. You have a beautiful rest of your weekend, and I'm in hell with you for everyone that's about to have to start school back up, or if they have already.